It's a nice cold and wet morning. We're gonna have ourselves some Chunky's soup. The benefit of car camping. I mean, I know some folks who might backpack with all this stuff, but I don't. It's a little bit too heavy, and you have to pack the cans back up. So anyways, we're gonna be doing the cooking with the BS 2.0. I'll probably put in about 1.5 ounces of fuel into there. I'll let you know once I get going, because I am doing 2 cans, and that will be about 1.08 liters, so almost 1.1 liters. And then to keep it a nice warm simmer, we're going to use the simmer top. Nice thing about your beer can stoves is you don't need a pot stand like that, but I will be using that for the simmer stove later. Anyways, I'll still do a time test for this. There's 1.5 ounces of alcohol in there. And so let's get this going. And we'll start it. There we go. And yes, the flames are pretty much invisible. You won't be able to see it in the daylight. You might see a little bit of orange flicker as I just did, which will help out. So be very, very careful. This being very cold, let's see how long it takes to bloom. Okay. Probably take up to about a minute. Of course, I could help it out if I put some alcohol along the side, or as Rich is probably going to remind me again, get some fiberglass wick to wrap around the stove and prime it like that. I haven't quite done that yet. Or, if during the daytime, if you can't see the flame, a really good thing to look at would be the alcohol inside the stove. Once you see it bubbling, it means it's already come to its boiling point, and that's when the stove definitely would have bloomed. So, I'll see if I can show you guys that when it happens. Oop, yep, still on. So inside, you can probably see how it's starting to bubble a little bit like that. You'll actually see it come to a rolling boil, and when that happens, it's most likely bloomed already. See how that's starting to come? It's starting to bubble a lot more. My stove just moved there. Yep. So the whole, yep, and you can see it, or at least I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. So anyways, oops, I forgot to check the time there. I'm just gonna lap it right now. It was about 1:59 when I hit the lap, but I know it's a lot earlier than that. So I'll turn the camera back on when it comes to a boil. So it's been 12 minutes, and that 1:59, almost 2 minutes there, was when I clicked it and the stove had bloomed. It probably bloomed at about 1:50. I was just yakking away. I'm not gonna show you guys the boil time for 1.5 ounces of fuel, because you can see that's really full, and if it boils, it's gonna make a mess. The other thing is, this is soup coming up from a can, so I don't need to boil it for any safety reason. We just want it nice and hot for us to drink. Anyways, the stove is still going strong, and sorry about that, guys. Maybe I'll still use the simmer top to show you guys how that works. But for now, no full boil, because we don't want a mess. Alright, so this is the simmer top. Okay, I'm just going to get the soup back on so it doesn't get cold. We want to keep it kind of warm. And normally you'd be using this as a remote viewer and keep it higher, but kind of doing a one-off thing here with the tube going in the bottom. So when you need more, I can just squeeze in more fuel, which I don't need right now. It's quite full. So I'm hoping I can show you guys the flame pattern, but I don't think I can. Yeah, it's too bright out. Sorry about that, guys. So anyways, that's just a simmer stove.